This week we're taking a trip to the Nordics on board Norway's flag carrier. Norwegian has the Boeing 737-800 and MAX 8 in a one-class configuration only economy. Today we'll see how the passenger experiences on a couple of flights with the auto-economy cabin on board the Norwegian Air Sweden branch, as well as the primary Norwegian Air branch, and see if it's worth a trip up north. What's going on, guys? Casey Fry here. Today we are in Amsterdam Schiphol, where we left off last time. The plan today is to take two Norwegian 737s up to Oslo via Stockholm. Checking in for the airline is nothing different. You start with confirming your bags and your travels and telling them you're not dangerous. After that, check-in is complete and you're ready for your boarding pass. The inbound aircraft is about 26 minutes away and boarding starts in about 35 minutes. So to pass the time, I got my camera. I'm just going to do terminal spotting on the airport till it comes. See all these cool, exotic, narrow-body airlines that I totally want to cover one of these days. But anyway, other than that, I've already had my morning coffee, my morning brekkie. It's pretty late in the day at this point, so I'm just going to pass the time with spotting until it starts, until we get here. And I'll see you guys back here when it's time. After taking advantage of the windows of the terminal spotting, I got to my gate and saw the brand new MAX to be taking us up to Sweden. Sierra, Echo, Romeo, Tango, Juliet was delivered to Norwegian back in August. Alright, boarding is a bit delayed. Departure is in 15 minutes and they're still deplaning. And the signs are saying please remain seated, but everyone and their grandmother that's on this flight is standing up and is in line waiting to board, but no, we're not going to go anywhere in the next few minutes. As it turned out, I completely jicked myself, because just a few seconds after I filmed that, they're ready to board us. How are you doing today?
Very welcome.
Thank you. I made the long hike to seat 2F for the pitch of 38 and a width of 17. Alright, on board one of two of the Norwegian 77s will be on today. Here's the Norwegian Air Sweden MAX 8 in seat 2F. The legroom is okay. I mean, it is a bulkhead seat, so it's limiting. We also got the solid bulkhead armrest as well. Seat Guru says that the seats A, B, and C on the left side have less legroom at the bulkhead, but E, D, E, and F on this side have more. But honestly, it looks about the same to me. It might just be me and just like depth perception and point of view, but they're like about the same. But hey, for my height, 5'10", it ain't bad for what it is. Also, something else is that we're not allowed to use power banks on this flight apparently, and there's also no USB in the seat as well. It's a pretty bare bone seat. It's pretty thin, no power banks, just a tray table and armrests and seat back pockets, or bulkhead pockets I should say, with the safety cards and a in-flight shopping magazine, but that's pretty much it. But we're just gonna probably watch everyone use them anyway, even if they said no. So definitely either keep your device charged and just be prepared for that. But yeah, boarding is pretty much near complete, and we'll push out of here.
On board this Norwegian flight to Stockholm Arlanda, and we have some important information regarding safe use of electronic devices. You can use your mobile phones and smaller tablets during the entire flight as long as they are in flight mode. Larger devices such as laptops must be switched off and stored in your hand baggage for check-over landing. For safety reasons, you cannot use power banks. If your device's memory code gets damaged, overheats, or is lost on board, using public cabin crew immediately. Thank you.
Alright, we are airborne out of Amsterdam. The cabin crew should come through relatively shortly, starting the food and beverage service. We got a whole in-flight menu with a lot to choose from certain snacks to whole meals to beverages to alcoholic beverages to all that. But they're all buy on board, so for free. I know we'll get for free on this flight. What they'll give out for free, if it even is. but we'll soon find out. And in terms of the Wi-Fi on this flight, there is none. I tried reloading the Wi-Fi settings and absolutely nothing in terms of that. Okay, it turns out everything is bound for food. So this is definitely leaning toward the budget airline aspect, but I paid about $119 in economy as a bear fare, as a base fare for this flight. So it's definitely not cheap. But this is definitely leaning toward budget airline, but the base fare isn't really budget. So if you want to do that, maybe lower that, the base fare. But yeah, the upgrade to get myself to premium economy was about $19 for this leg. No USB or anything, no in-seat power. Everything's by onboard, no Wi-Fi, no nothing like that. So definitely come prepared. Bring your own food, bring your own snack, bring your own drink, bring your own power bank if they'll even let you charge it. I'm sure they will. I mean, I'll try with mine and I have no worries.
12 seconds later.
Alright, I just got told off using my portable charger to charge my phone, so they actually take that rule really seriously. So with that, along with the lack of in-seat power, there's no power sources. So before the flight, just gotta charge your device up and just kinda hope for the best. But yeah, definitely come prepared. This flight is very bare bone. It's honestly like Frontier Spirit in the US, but just with slightly more comfortable seats. We've started a slow descent down into Stockholm. Overall, gotta be honest, Norwegian Air Sweden has been very disappointing. We'll move into the Raleigh rating here in a second, but we'll be on the ground here in about half hour. Hopefully Norwegian Air is better on the next leg, but this has been Norwegian Air Sweden on this flight. So Norwegian Air is the ones that they sent on the transatlantic flights back in 2019 before the virus happened, between like England, UK, Scotland, and you know the US East Coast, US Northeast. They sent the 738 and 73 Max on that, but that was with Norwegian Air International and Norwegian Air. But this has just been with Norwegian Air Sweden. But overall, like I said, a bit of a letdown. But yeah, hopefully the next leg on Norwegian Air is better and does better. So let's move on to the Raleigh rating for this leg and see how it did. The service was a 4 out of 10. It felt really mediocre. The curtain was closed for a majority of the flight, blocking off the crew from the whole cabin. They didn't come through very often, and only to do the snack and beverage runs in a single trash can at the end. Even if I wanted to order something from them, they walked right by, and I wouldn't have much time to stop them if I wanted to. The cleanliness was a 10 out of 10. It looked great as always. The Boeing Sky interiors are a pretty touch. The Wi-Fi was a 0 out of 10. Norwegian Sweden had no Wi-Fi network or entertainment routes provided, so you're going to be completely disconnected if you fly that branch. The food was a 7 out of 10. There are a lot of menu items to choose from that look pretty good that you'd have to bear on board. The actual meals to purchase were only available on flights over 2 hours 15 minutes, so this was too short. The selection and photos were amazing, but $7 to bear on board a small bag of chips and a Coke was the primary turnoff. The entertainment gets a 2 out of 10. Norwegian Sweden provides nothing to help keep you busy. No Wi-Fi or entertainment system, as well as being unable to use your portable charger. The only thing you do get though are the views out the window, and a little airplane design kit for the kids, but that's only available on the longer flights. The seat was a 6 out of 10. The legroom was pretty good in both bulkhead rows despite seat crew. The seats were pretty firm and thin, which was a letdown. There was no in-seat power and the tray table was alright, but not great. Just enough for your work and your meal. So the overall Raleigh rating for this flight's going to be a 4.8 out of 10. After greasing it on runway 1 left, I got greeted in the Sweden with other snow on the ground. It looks absolutely beautiful. This is my first time seeing snow all season. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Bye. After landing, it was time for a quick snack, as I haven't eaten since breakfast that morning. There was a grabbing restaurant across from the gate, so I opted for a cinnamon bun. Alright, 1 cinnamon later, we are down in Stockholm. At the gate across from where I am, parked is a passenger Fokker F50. going to a small town up in central eastern Sweden. It'd be really cool to fly on that airline, fly on that aircraft type, because they're super rare and super old. Won't be around for much longer. But anyway, yeah, we board on our next 737 over to Oslo in about an hour, 10 minutes from now. So until then, hang around the airport and head to our gate and get on. After enjoying the beautiful sunset outside, it was time to think about boarding our ride to Norway. Boarding was delayed a few minutes due to the inbound being late, but they were able to get it ready in a respectable amount of time. The 7-year-old Sierra Echo Romeo Papa Kilo was delivered to Norwegian Air International in March 2006 as Echo India Foxtrot Juliet Lima, then to Norwegian in January 2020 as Sierra Echo Romeo Papa Kilo.
17 behind, please use the back entrance to the aircraft. Thank you.
On this leg, I was seated further back, so that meant being boarded through the back door. So I got to board outside via stairs. Brrr! Wow, it's chilly out here. Amsterdam is definitely warmer. I'm not going to complain about boarding outside via stairs, though, especially from the back door, if anything else. I made the quick walk up to seat 19A with a picture of 29 and with a 17. Alright, on board the Norwegian 737-800 here in 19A. There does seem to be Wi-Fi on this flight. There is an actual Wi-Fi card, and looking at the settings, it does come up, so there is Wi-Fi, so that's a bit of a reliever. But yeah, still no USB, and I don't know what they'll say regarding having the portable chargers and power banks. Yeah, spoiler alert, we weren't. But hey, if the Wi-Fi actually works, I'll believe it when I see it, and if they say anything about the power banks, we'll see that too. But we're just finishing up boarding, and we'll be back and hopefully make some time up in the air, because we're running about 45 minutes behind at this point.
Regarding safe use of electronic devices.
The de-icing crew put their magic flight fluid on the wing, and before long we were pushing out.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, Captain speaking, very warm welcome on board this flight to Oslo and Gardermoen. As you may have noticed, we are running a little bit late, and if you look out the window, that's little part of the explanation for this delay. The weather has not been nice to us, not here and other places we have been before. And we also had a small indication problem earlier today, which led to a lot of paperwork, which also took some time, unfortunately. But right now we are in queue for takeoff, and we will put the highest speed possible towards Oslo. Get you there as soon as possible. I will get back to you later during flight with an updated landing time and the weather report. In the meantime, I hope that you are comfortably seated and enjoying the service aboard. Thank you.
On the runway, we did a rolling takeoff, which felt like it lasted forever, but eventually that led to our 737 getting transformed into a literal rocket. We are airborne out of Stockholm after that pretty cool standing takeoff. The Wi-Fi does seem to be working. I paid about €5 for the full Wi-Fi. I'm able to stream on it. It's going to be hit or miss, but I am able to stream. I can text. I can reload social media. I can probably track the flight, so it seems to be working fine as of now. But yeah, it's just on actual Norwegian Air, and not just Norwegian Air Sweden where it didn't have it, but actual Norwegian Air, which is what we're on now, does have it, which is really nice. So yeah, with that, why don't we check out the internet browser that it comes with, and see how fast the Wi-Fi ends up doing. En route, the Wi-Fi web browser allows you to see how much time you have left using the internet, as well as a flight tracker with destination weather and certain information regarding the flight. We've started our descent down into Oslo after the world's longest 787 flight. The cabin crew is quickly trying to get the cabin to do a beverage service before landing. Overall, I think this leg went a lot better. Norwegian Air Norway has, Wi-Fi, which in this day and age, if you're not going to do an IFE, at least do decent Wi-Fi for your mobile device, opposed to Sweden, Air Norwegian Sweden, when they didn't have it at all. But anyway, yeah, it is good to see that actual Norwegian with the Norway flights, and the Norway branch actually has it. because I'm actually 50% Norwegian in my blood, and I was really looking forward to do this video and film this airline and do these couple flights on Norwegian. And at first, not gonna lie to you, I was kind of disappointed to see how they would do, and they did so poorly on the first leg. But hey, I think they redeemed themselves to some extent with having such good internet on the actual Norway branch. But yeah, at this point, we're gonna look over Air Norwegian with my Raleigh rating scale. As I mentioned on the last leg, if you're new here, this is how I rate my flights at the end of every one of my flight reviews, with 6 different categories, and we go over it with an overall rating at the end to see how they did overall. So we'll continue our descent on into Oslo, and we're gonna do it. The service was a 10 out of 10. The cabin crew did a forced service on this flight despite the duration. They asked me directly if I wanted anything. I declined, but they were more active on this leg. The cleanliness was a 9 out of 10. As like the last leg, it was great. It also had a beautiful 77 Sky interior with it. The window did have some sort of prints on it, but that's me being picky from filming at night. The Wi-Fi was a 10 out of 10. There was internet on this leg, and it completely felt like night and day from the last one. If you're flying on the actual Norwegian Air branch within Norway, then you're going to have great Wi-Fi that's actually reliable and works pretty well. The food was a 7 out of 10. This was the same as it was on the last leg. In all of Norwegian, there are plenty of options on the menu to choose from, but they're all bar on board, even the small snacks and non-alcoholic drinks. Norwegian as a whole felt like a no-frills experience, but the highest flexible fare for this specific itinerary when I booked it was over 300 and didn't include any menu items. They aren't included up front and are bar on board no matter what. You're not going to catch me paying over $3 for a water-on flight. Nice try, Norwegian. The entertainment was an 8 out of 10. It was nice to get Wi-Fi on the Norwegian branch on this leg. It was reliable, however $6 USD for a 45-minute flight was little much, but it worked amazing the whole time. We were unable to charge our devices on both flights due to the power bank rule, so you're going to have to charge a part of the flight to keep your DIY in-flight entertainment alive. The seat was a 5 out of 10. It was a standard economy seat with standard legroom as expected. There's no USB back here again as expected, so you're going to have to charge it before the flight. So the overall Raleigh rating for this flight is going to be an 8.1 out of 10. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Alright, and that is us down in Oslo. I hope you enjoyed my review on the two 737s on Norwegian Air Sweden and Norwegian Air Norway. Overall, it was okay. It was a bit lacking in the entertainment section. It was pretty bare bone. Not being able to use the portable charger and power banks and all that with no USB was a bit of a letdown. But I guess kind of a safety precaution. I get that. But that's worst case scenario. The chances of it actually burning up when something happened are like 1 in, I don't know, 50 maybe. But yeah, airlines in the US don't do that. They don't care. I've used that on plenty of my tiny GA flights, and they don't seem to care at all. But yeah, anyway, here we are in Oslo. This is my first time visiting Norway, as I am part Norwegian, 50% Norwegian in my blood. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, I'm just gonna do cultural stuff as I'm here. I don't plan to do like any like AvGeek stuff, like any spotting like that. Next week won't be a flight review. It'll be a review on another form of transportation, taking us further into Norway. It'll be something new to the channel, so we'll see how that does. We'll see how you guys like that. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.